looking for the sports channel, Gary.
Well, hello you gorgeous mother truckers you, and welcome to another video in another very sunny day in the UK. So, remember back in the day where Elon Musk tweeted about grooming gangs? Remember that? Remember that everybody was going mental because, you know, how dare somebody tweet that and from a foreign power and blah, blah, blah. And we can't have foreign people interfering and speaking out about stuff because it's not right for powerful people to have an influence over everybody else. And then the exact same week that those tweets bopped out, we had Bill Gates just arriving for a social chit chat with zero fanfare because yeah, we didn't want anyone to know about that one. And it's funny enough that not long after Bill Gates, who is, most people say he's the biggest landowner of farmland in the US. Personally, I think it might more likely be the Chinese, but at least he's the second. But in any case, that's something for a different discussion. Not long after that meeting, we get all the concerted attacks on farmers. And then don't forget we have all the things about we're going to rebuild the country, and that's been mentioned and promoted heavily since, oh yeah, they had a chat with the head of BlackRock. Funny that, things that go on. So there was all this, and grooming gangs rightfully came back into everybody's forefront of their minds. You know, media ran with stories about it, politicians jumped on the bandwagon, and we had everything being said about grooming gangs and how it was such a disgrace, blah 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 blah. And then yeah, it just disappeared because we're not interested in that story anymore. Even though, of course, thousands of girls were industrialised in a raping and grooming scandal, which is and was a complete and utter disgrace. A big, massive, horrible smear on us, our country, and how really, really bad it was. Because it was really bad. And it still is. Because that's the other thing that a lot of people who jump up and down about the grooming gangs seem to forget. They seem to think it's something that's happened in the past, when in reality it's something that's happening even now. But we just don't want to draw attention to it because, well, that would show that we're nothing but a bunch of hypocrites, wouldn't it? Just being really, really nice there to a driver. I don't get a thank you for it, like, but there you go. Any case, so we even had Conform. If they won't do it, the government won't do it. Because remember, there was a vote on having a national inquiry into grooming gangs, and yeah. No one voted on that one. They all voted against it because, well, reasons, I guess. So we had all that, and then of course Conform come out and said, you know, doing what Conform do best, which is just basically bending with the wind and saying what's the flavour of the week. Oh, we'll have an inquiry. If the government won't do it, we'll pay for our own. Gone quiet, innit? That disappeared rather rapidly, which is no surprise really, because as is always the way with Conform, it's all about bending with the wind and what sounds good at that moment in time. And then you had all the Rupert Lowe thing, and Rupert Lowe, there's going to be a link down below. Obviously added a little bit later because I'm in the car and on the phone. Didn't want to get home on the computer. He's decided that he's going to crowdfund an inquiry into grooming gangs. Done it off his own bat. Which is wrong, of course, because it is a disgrace. But we all know why there won't be an inquiry. Everybody go, oh, someone will go, don't get somebody in the comments will go, yeah, but they're having independent ones. Yeah, okay, whatever. So this is a bit like the police investigating themselves. It's pointless. You're not going to get anywhere. what will happen with these little local ones is they'll pick a couple of scapegoats, throw them under the bus, but everybody else will carry on. And the grooming gangs will still carry on because it's a cultural thing and no one wants to touch that. And it's as simple as that. Oh, I get ready. Gobs, there are some white people who do it. Yes, there are. You don't scream about them. Well, you see, the thing is, what you don't understand is, and this is the problem again, which, the mentally challenged don't understand. It's not about who's doing the grooming in respect of, oh, well, you only say it when it's Asian grooming gangs, but not when it's white grooming gangs. No, I say it no matter what. If you're a grooming gang and you're raping kids, you're a fucking scumbag, irrespective of the colour of your skin or your religious beliefs. But the issue here with the grooming gangs is the fact that, unlike the white guys who get caught, processed and sent to prison correctly, although in my eyes, if you've been fiddling with kids, you should be caught, processed and got rid of, because scum like you don't deserve to live. When it comes to the Rotherham things and the other grooming gangs, Rotherham being the most high profile, is the fact that they knew for years and they actively covered it up. Okay? There was a deliberate attempt to cover it up. And the reason there's a deliberate attempt to cover it up, and the reason it's been done, and the reason why you won't have a national inquiry into the grooming gangs, is because of how deep it goes, how far the fingers of evil reach into it. And it goes all the way up to upper echelons, into the government, no doubt. And that's why you won't have a national inquiry. That's why it'll be local, because then they can only pick on a few local people. I mean, if you're looking at Rotherham now, they're talking about at least, I think it was 5, maybe 10 police officers have been incriminated in it. It just goes so deep that they don't want you to know about it. So Rupert Lowe is doing his. It's wrong. It's so wrong that you have to crowdfund something like this. I mean, to me, it's a bit like you have to donate and make it a charity for air ambulances, which are critical. You'd think that'd be a government paid thing, but no. So, and before somebody goes, they're not the same. It's an analogy, okay? I have to say these things because some people who watch these videos are, yeah. Any case, so we have this disgraceful thing that is still going on. Please stop just going. A lot of people seem to think that it's all done and dusted, that the grooming gangs are gone. They're not. It's still happening right now. And it's still being covered up for right now. But of course, that doesn't seem to matter with people. People, because of the way the media have worded it and the way the media have steered it, it's like it's a past thing. Something that happened in the past doesn't happen now. Shh. Doesn't happen now. Yeah? A bit like Epstein's Island and all that sort of stuff. It's quickly swept under the carpet because we don't want to admit that paedophilia is a rampant thing in the upper echelons of society. Grooming gangs is the bottom of the iceberg. Trust me, it goes all the way up to the top. And the Epstein Islands thing is part of that tip of the iceberg that you will never be allowed to know. I know Trump says he's going to release it, but of course, like a lot of things, like the previous video I said, a lot of things are going to be released and going to be said, and then they kind of aren't. You haven't heard much. I mean, you had the release of the JFK files, barely spoken about. Apparently the list is already out for Epstein's Island. Nothing. Because what will happen is the list will get released. Trump will go, I've released the list. And then what will happen is powerful people from external forces will make sure that that list never comes out. Unless, of course, it's somebody they want to destroy, and then it will come out. That's how it works in politics. So we have all this disgraceful, disgusting, ongoing behaviour by groups of men, mainly of Asian descent. Mainly, I did say, don't forget, there are white people who do it, you sick bastards. All of you, you're sick, you really are. So, with that, we also have our epidemic of knife crime, which we do. The government sorted it. We're not going to allow anyone to buy ninja swords. And now I've said that, if the ads run, last time I said ninja swords, it ran an ad for ninja cookers. Yeah, And let's just hope they get rid of them, because I can't live without my air fryer and my air grill and my. I've got a lot of ninja shit. It's probably because it's good. Any case, I get distracted. So then out comes and something I haven't spoken about yet. Out comes the film Adolescence. Oh, sorry, the TV series, the Netflix series of Adolescence, which is a powerful thing. Now, by not saying anything for a while, I've let the story run a bit, because obviously a lot of people are talking about it, and rightfully so, and I'm now doing my little bit on it as well. But as it rolls on, you can see where this is going. See, when I saw how Adolescence was done and what it was about, and how they'd, for instance, race swapped the knife killer and made it all about white people, because it is all about white people. It's about a white kid, and in the end they blame, spoilers if you've not watched the thing, they blame the white father. It's all about this. It's about online misogyny and all this. You can see there's something not quite right there. So I thought, let it run a bit. Let's see how the story develops. And lo and behold, now it's going to be shown to children in secondary school, because it's important that they know this, that white people are bad. Yeah. So who paid for the Netflix show again? Because it just seems to me as a very convenient, just conveniently this series comes up, this mini-series comes up, yeah? That's all about knife crime, but making it so it's all about white people. And then all of a sudden, it's now that important, so important, how this is happening. This needs to be shown in schools, because it teaches kids what? White people are evil. A more important story that needs to be shown is Grooming Gangs, that's claimed a lot more victims and continues to go on. Now, before anyone goes in the comment section, I'm not belittling knife crime, but I've said this before. You're never going to tackle knife crime, because it's all about culture. It's a cultural problem. We never used to have this knife problem. Cue racist lines next. But it's true, we never used to have a knife problem in this country. It never used to happen. And you need to accept that fact, that it's not just about kids running around with knives. It's a cultural problem. It's an imported belief. And I honestly believe it's been allowed to happen by the government, because you could stop it pretty quickly, but you don't. Like, you can tell that by the fact that, well, we'll ban ninja swords. You can't have a ninja sword, even though everybody knows the vast majority of knife crime is committed with kids with kitchen knives. But we can't ban kitchen knives. And as I said, you can ban as much as you like. Firearms are banned in the United Kingdom, yet people get shot all the time. I would also remember, as I've mentioned before, the United Kingdom at the moment is actually technically being flooded by weapons, but you won't hear about that either, will you? So we have these punitive measures, but in reality, this program is all about showing white people bad. But we won't show grooming gangs. We just won't. So what we do is we create a propaganda film that is going to be circulated through schools to promote the image that the biggest problem in society at the moment is white people. That's the biggest problem. We are really hated in our own country, aren't we? Any case, 2 videos popping up right now. One will be the last one I uploaded. The other one with the one that the gods of YouTube, with the mighty algorithm, have picked for you. It's called The Chosen One. If you agree with what I'm saying, you can like, you can share, you can comment in the adult section, comment section down below. Don't make me get the stickle bricks out. Grow up a bit. Try and have an adult conversation about stuff instead of just demeaning it and turning it into a slanging match, because it just doesn't solve anything, does it? Just put you in the padded playroom with the stickle bricks. You know how to support the channel if you want to. As usual, there's PayPal, there's Patreon, there's Buy Me a Coffee, there's memberships on the channel if you want to, but it's all up to you. I'm not saying you have to. Don't forget there's also a merchandising shop. So, on that, I'm going to bring this one to a close. Thank you for watching. Thank you for those of you who are still sticking with me. I've lost a fair few subscribers over the last few videos, which is no surprise, but it is what it is. As I've said before, I'm not here to be popular. I'm just here to give you my opinions and my viewpoints on what's going on in the world. I'm not telling you to do or believe in anything else. It's up to you. I'm just here to try and open a few eyes to the mess there is, because there's a lot. I mean, I could sit down for 2 hours and do video, but no one will watch it for that long. Try and keep them short. Any case, enough of that. I'm done. So, until the next one.
What the fuck is this?